I wanted to talk about supporting these transitional upgrades that are going on right now. We got clued in that this week is going to be very upgraded and transformative, as a lot of people are transferring into different realities. People are finding new states of being, new states of witness, right? We're getting activations, full glow up going on, light body sparking, DNA coming online, more gifts and abilities. As we're recoding our energetics, the process of letting go is really important, right? So when we get these uploads or these downloads, whether it's from the star systems, the great central sun, through Solaris, we're all receiving what we need right now, whatever data or intel we need in the ships moving forward. And so in the coming days ahead, these upgrades are coming inbound, right? There's still a lot of I'm not playing in those realms right now. We've kind of engaged in peace with a lot of the monadic body and what's occurring, and letting other people step forward and through to be able to handle those parts of the detail. But right now we are focusing on the energetics, we're focusing on the epigenetics, right? And we're focusing on the templates in the DNA. So this renewal that's occurring right as we are going through our upgrade process is first off, remembering how it is to let go. Okay, so when we're in transitional energies, there's an unpacking that occurs. So unpacking the new data, for the realities, the possibilities, the potentialities that are unfolding for us, but we're also in the process of offloading all the baggage from the old realities, right? And so this is the old systems, it's the old ways of being, the old techniques, the old ways of sharing, the old ways of doing, the old ways of being, right? The old thought forms, the old thought structures. And so right now, even myself, I'm, regularly having to state, I'm letting go, I'm letting go, I'm letting go, I'm expanding into my body, right? I'm expanding into the body right now. I'm surrendering, I'm surrendering, I'm surrendering. I'm holding the new, I'm holding this new value system within me. I'm holding trust, I'm holding deep honor, I'm holding deep respect, right? Reciting those mantras over and over help as we're recoding these realities, because it really is about the dissolution of control, right? And the witnessing of what it is to be light again, to be the light body. And so, these mantras are so important, breathing into that place of trust, right? Right now too, with the amplification, right, I want to talk about amplified energetics, right? Higher dimensional realities amplifying that which we still hold within, that is holding polarity or is holding density in our own body. When we begin to witness those amplifications, that sparking, that ignition is going to show us very loud and clear that which we need to let go of, that which we need to remove from our reality, including thought forms, right? In regards to this, nature and the surroundings of nature and breath have been really important, but keeping those mantras really simple, right? I am letting go. I am letting go. I'm in a process of repair. I trust my body, right? I am love. I am loved. For some of us, I'm loved, I'm healed, I'm enlightened. Whatever it is for you, right? Find your mantra that helps you in transitional energies, because the thing is there's a lot that we need to let go of with the eyes moving forward, right? The realities that are appearing before us right now in all of the different overlays, right? So the holographic overlays of these realities are showing up for us, and we want to make sure that we are coding into our reality that which we want to see within the new reality. Okay, so if you're building a new reality and you're going through these transitional upgraded energies, we also want to make sure that we are light encoding ourselves and our data responses, our resources, what is available to us, through us, within us, that we are here to share as the light, that it is coded within the new realities that we are creating here and now. Okay, so a part of that too is that many people will be changing routines, people will be changing the way they speak, right? Especially if you're coming back into more of your galactic, if you're coming into whatever phase of embodiment you are. There's a lot of shifting and sharing that occurs with the new codes that are coming through. So anyway, as we are coming back into what it is to be light body, I just want to remind everyone, hold honor. Hold honor and hold sacred witness of your space and of your field, right? Very important, right? Is to make sure, okay, and this is for tarot readers too, anyone that's doing divination. I want you to ask yourself, who's in my field right now? who's in my field, what's in my body, what am I connected to at many different levels. Why am I allowing people in my field? Ask those questions because we want to become a sacred and neutral witness of who we are in our light and in our DNA, in our blueprint, in our templating structures, right? This is something that we okay, so if you are practicing divination, right, what guides are you interacting with, things like that? Because when we're coming back into sovereign soul self, we want to make sure all fractals of us are returned back into the body, right? And we don't want to just anything in the suit, especially if you're a channel. You guys want to look at agreements with what beings you're accessing, what beings you're channeling, what sort of downloads and insight you're getting. You want to look at what dimensional realm it's coming from. You want to be very mindful of what species, all of these things, as you're doing different forms of reading, different forms of research, so on and so forth, right? Because the thing is that is going to create an access point for the level of consciousness that you're holding within that reality. And a lot of us have sway points, right, where we have like 3 or 4 different bandwidths or floors that we can navigate, right? And a part of optimizing our energetics and the fluidity of our energetics is being able to come to stillness, relax, and find what that higher navigation point, that higher stream of life force energy is for you, or that higher stream of reality for you, right? And by the way, when we speak of higher and lower in this sense with dimensions, it does seem separate, but it's because humans like measurement, so it gives us an opportunity to be able to measure where we're navigating. We're looking at hertz, bandwidth, frequency, hues, tones, right? Ray groups as well, that we are connecting to as we're navigating the bandwidths and we're navigating the streams, okay? But I want you guys to make sure that you're setting sovereign space as well for yourself to just be in your own energy as you're going through the upgrades. So like, especially if you're going through a process like, you know, the medical teams coming out and working on you at night, that's one thing. But as a part of our interacting day to day, it's great to interact with spirit, but we also want to make sure that we're giving ourselves an opportunity to come back to soul. Come back to soul. Pure soul essence, pure light body as we're going through these upgrades. So the energies are very transitional right now. The energy, and as a result, there's a lot of things that will start to go on. I'm noticing a lot going on with gut flora. As we are, so here's the thing is, as we're upgrading, especially with everything that's going on in the world, our immune systems are going through an upgrade too. So guys, thyroid, look at thyroid. Also start doing research on the immune system. I need to do this myself because it's going to be really important, because our nervous systems are going through a lot as well. So that means that whatever we have to do to come back into peace and stillness, right? Like even right now, there's a lot of energies around me and I can feel them surrounding me. As a result, my central nervous system starts to spark because I'm going through a big heart glow up, right? So there's a lot of heart activations, a lot of heart keys coming through. As a result, we're having to breathe more, right? We're having to breathe in because the thing is that as we're getting these upgrades too, our realities become more crystalline and more plasma as well, which means that the air that we breathe, the oxygen that we breathe, is changing, right? We're breathing in plasma, we're breathing in oxygen. So we want to focus on the breath more. And doing what we can to get the body to relax, to support the sacred system within the architecture and allow the sacred system to repair itself and to take care of itself. This is a process of a physical body ascension, but also a process of the healing journey that we're all remembering as being the alchemists within the body, is how we can take care of the body, take care of the form again, in whatever way it needs for support. And right now it's just a lot of relaxation, right? So like even for myself, we're having to take a lot of time to slow down, be mindful of what our energy does to us. Like there's been a part of this autonomous space that's being created right now, at least within my own life. I'll speak from the I here. Is the level of sovereignty is being able to witness and notice my body's fluctuations and biorhythms through different energetics and even through thought forms, through different stimuli. So a lot of this, guys, is be mindful of the scrolling, right? Because the thing is that as we're interacting and interfacing with our own field with technology, it gets there's a point where we can start accessing data within the phones and within the AI networks that can start to create interference for us. Okay, And that's something that I'm learning for myself, right? Is making sure that I'm closing out apps, I'm dissolving text messages, looking at where I'm creating access points within my own field in regards to technology. And it's really important for all of us to just remember that as we're interfacing with that, because it will have an effect on our energetics, it'll have an effect on our thought systems, and there's a lot of connection points that are being repaired right now in regards to social media networks, and how we are working with, you know, telepathic communication, and how we're working with our own crystalline technology um, in regards to, yeah, technology. So just being mindful of those things. Back to center here. Okay. So mantras for peace. Mantras for peace. Right now, too, as people are getting these upgrades, you might notice the holographic reality shifting, veils thinning. You might find some people are going through holodecks, which are kind of sequences to be able to walk through a lesson within your life. Some of this happening in dream state, some of it happening at nighttime, some of it as a part of a training or an expansion or remembrance within you. It's an interesting part of the process, and as long as you keep yourself focused in the heart as you're remembering what it is with all these different versions of reality and different ways of navigating energetics and energetic realities and multidimensionality, it's going to give you an opportunity to become more one with who you are at a source soul level. Okay, source soul level. Gifting yourself the opportunity to remember what it is to have these kinds of skills, gifts, and abilities, right? And so it's a refinement and a retuning process that is occurring for all of us. Come back to stillness, come back to rest right now. It helps a lot to just allow the body to open up and to expand and to remember, right? So a lot of us are processing a lot of data right now, and as a part of us accessing those streams of consciousness, we're remembering how to navigate through those things as well. So just remember to give yourself an opportunity to return to presence, to return to stillness, and to return to peace as much as you can. As you are getting these downloads, as your light quotient is increasing, also offer yourself the opportunity to play as much as you can too. Sometimes when we're streamlining like all of this DNA, all this sacred geometry, and all this memory from source, um, it can get very technical in detail, and we want to also offer the opportunity for the child to be a part of the experience, because a part of the remembrance right now, especially the highlighted focus, not only for myself but for others, is in regards to the child and to the kid, and making sure our own divine child is heard, felt, witnessed as we are going through this process that's unfolding, right? I find with a lot of the things with multidimensional expression, and as we're upgrading and going through these kinds of transitional energies, is the importance of being with the child, especially as we are um, clearing a lot of karmic stuff that's occurring for people. If you still believe in karma and are still playing in those tales, I invite you that you have the opportunity to recode and to upgrade your reality to where you don't have to play into those storylines. But if you are playing in the karmic narrative, or there is some sort of universal balancing that's taking place and you're going through that experience, playing with the child and being soft with yourself, right? Um, Make sure to engage with kindness with yourself, right? Engage with kindness with yourself through this process. Um, I know for myself, being in between and in an in between phase or mode, it can feel a little confusing and lost for people, because especially if you're going through a detachment, right? If you're detaching from something, an old storyline, an old narrative, an old tale, or an old reality, you can feel kind of like unsecure and unsupported at times in the transitional energy. This is where coming back to letting go is really important. I'm letting go, I'm letting go, I'm letting go, I'm letting go, I'm letting go. I'm letting go, I'm surrendering, I'm surrendering, I'm surrendering. I'm opening to receiving, I'm surrendering, I'm surrendering, I'm surrendering. I'm surrendering, I'm surrendering, I'm surrendering. You know, all those kinds of mantras are going to be really, 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 really important right now. Um, we are seeing that we're getting new guides that are coming in, new star codes coming in, new star civilizations showing up that can't quite be described or explained yet. Invite them in, because there's a lot of curiosity on what's going on right now. There's a lot of different guides and beings that are watching from afar. Some of them can't really fully land in the dimensional space that we're landing in, so we might meet them in dream time, or we might get some like kind of cues that someone is up there observing. Yeah, especially with like the ninth dimensional and up and higher beings, to be able to come down to like coming into materialization here in form for some of us, especially if you're operating at like a fourth or fifth dimensional bandwidth, it can be kind of tricky for them. And so they will show up during different points of the day, but they will also, you might feel them coming in closer to the field to witness what you're doing, right? There's a lot of newness here and a lot of excitement here, at least in the realities that we're playing in regarding what's coming forward for us and what's coming forward for humanity as well. There's a sense of celebration in the air, a sense of joy, and a sense of really a lot of silliness coming forward in regards to that. So it's really fun. Like, it's fun. These realities are fun. The star teams and the star systems that are coming through, the new gate systems, the grids, everything that's just showing itself to itself is very playful, and very imaginary, very fun to witness. Just taking a moment to look at the trees, see if the trees want to say anything. Just kind of taking a moment to observe the reality. There's a lot of movement right now, and a lot of motion, a lot of energetic motion. So your body might need some motion. Whatever way is playful and expressive for you. If you're in your masculine energies, sometimes that will require fitness, running, working out, but there's also kind of a level of what I would call the feminine energies, that are a little more expressive, that can help with the body movement. So it doesn't have to feel so rigid and routine. If you need to get the body moving, getting outside will help a lot, especially as we're anchoring the light, especially as we're moving through. Stretching's been really important to create expansion within the body, especially for myself. I'm working with the spinal column a lot, and rebuilding my own support networks through the light body. Um, and so doing what you can to have expressive body movement helps. Navigating these realities, navigating between these different dimensions right now, these different bandwidths, it requires a lot of stabilization and less effort on our part. The effort is in just opening up, relaxing, and belonging to what the body needs in every now moment, right? Especially when it comes to foods, right? Especially when it comes to foods. Right now, a lot of us are in the process of seeding new realities that are really beautiful and abundant and flourishing and fun. Have fun. Have fun with the realities that are seeding. Whatever you've been gifted as an opportunity from you and your universe to create and play and to share, do it. You're fully supported in it, right? The thing is that the mind can get in the way. Don't let the mind get in the way. Allow the new reality to show up. If you're unsure what this is, begin to tap in and ask those questions to your universe. Rebuild those communication links with the divine, however that's expressed to you, whether it's through third eye cleansing, whether it's through, connecting with the spirit guide, connecting with the soul. I invite everyone to go within and to connect to who they are from within. Right? We want to decrease the amount of separation between us and the divine. And yes, we have bridge and connectivity points where we connect with them, but like, begin to witness that you are the divine within the body, and that you can come back to the soul essence, the higher self, right? The interdimensional versions, the light body, whatever you want to see it as, the unified soul from within you. Begin to connect to that as we're going through this repair process too. It's going to help to end a lot of the division, a lot of the hierarchy, and a lot of the deification that's occurred. Because on the planet, a lot of people put the spirit above human, but we are spirit as human, and we want to make sure that we are taking care of the human and the spirit within the human, and recognizing that that is within us as well, right? So it's just a new level of play. We don't want to give away all of our power to something outside of us, and it's just a part of conditioning, programming, belief systems, to remember that you are the light, that you are the universe within you, and everything is held within you. Okay, just remember. Oh, we're all in a process of remembering. We're all in a process of remembering. We're all in a process of remembering. Shifting, moving. Dance, play, move. Yeah, binaural beats. Thank you. Yeah, it's gonna help with the brainwave states too, guys. We want to be mindful of the brainwave states, and we want to be mindful of what we are ingesting that is affecting our brainwave states. So even for myself, having to slow down to create that new routine, what's going to get my heart open, And what's going to help to kind of soothe through this, it helps with the transitional frequencies right now. We want to make sure that as our senses are heightening, right? Like so as we're recoding and we're becoming more sensitive, we want to be mindful of a breath. We also want to be mindful of things like which hertz or which frequency we're operating within the body too. So the binaural beats will help to slow down. It'll help to slow down the body. It'll help to slow down the mind for what's occurring. And be able to rest, right? So you can actually activate these frequencies within you. So if you call on 432 hertz from within the body, you can actually download it into the body and begin to reverberate at 432. Especially as we're going through, so with the photonic light coming through, there's been a lot of gamma frequencies, and I heard it stir up earlier. Gamma is very rapid, it's very accelerated. So I was hearing earlier too, some people are going through acceleration cycles because they're basically getting into full alignment. So if you are going through an acceleration cycle right now, hold on one second. What? That's cool. Thank you, sweetie. Um, So if you're going through an acceleration, it's basically we go through a deconstruction and reconstruction very, very fast, very quickly, very quickly. And as a result, sometimes the body needs to slow down, right? So if things are falling away really quickly, there's a lot of people that have made the conscious choice to jump timelines and to jump realities really quick. So if you're playing leapfrog right now, stabilizing and balancing takes a little while. Also, for some of you, make sure make sure you're calling back all your fractals after dream time throughout the day, and ask those questions too. Who's in the suit, right? This has been coming up a lot, especially for different people. As we are getting different activations, we're meeting different guides. Okay, ask that question. I'm just gonna bring it up again. I know I brought it up earlier. Ask who's in the suit. What aspect of you is here right now? Because a lot of this is we're unifying the different versions of our soul and the different aspects of us, is we want to make sure who's in here, right? The other thing too is if you're channeling at all, keep clearing the agreements, guys. Keep clearing the agreements. Keep clearing the agreements. Because we are upgrading. We are upgrading, and it's important for us to evolve. It's important for us to evolve. Anything else coming through? Yeah, clear the interference. Thank you. Nice. I think that's it. I think that's it. I think we're going to keep it short and sweet today, guys. We are looking for a very exciting upgrading week. We're looking at a lot of DNA upgrades, a lot of upgrades of our energetics, soul pieces back, renewal, right? And it's fun knowing that these upgrades are coming in. So I'll keep people updated as they come through. We might have some light activation articles coming through. But today's just a day of playing, relaxing, and doing a little bit of laundry, right? So I love you guys. Have fun. I'm gonna check the chat really quick because I didn't look at the chat, see what everyone was talking about. Hi guys, hi. Immune support T. Yeah, the body sensitivity is increasing, especially when it comes to the stomach right now. There's a lot of stomach stuff occurring for me, and I know for others as well. So we're having to do digestive cleanse, make sure we're remineralizing our diet, being very mindful of the amount of acidity that we're ingesting into our bodies. Doing things to bring the body's pH into balance is really important. So start looking at foods. Look at right now, this has been such a key for me too, is what can I do to bring balance into my life? Especially as we're going through these energies and letting go and going through so much like wobble in the field and all these upgrades, is what's going to bring balance to my body, right? What's going to bring me back to my happiness? Is it stillness? Is it play? Is it rest? Is it going to sleep? Some of us are toggling in between like sleeping very little or sleeping a lot, especially with the amplified lunar frequencies that are going to start calming down for us as well. But begin to ask that question. Like, so if you're creating an intuitive communication link with your own body, right, and the focus is on balance right now and stabilizing, ask those questions to your body. Your body will respond. It might show up as a craving. You might have an idea for a kind of food you want to eat. You actually might get a full download for what you need. cleanse wise, things like that, because we are purging a lot of conditioning right now, and I'm actually feeling my own stomach act up right now, so I'm gonna get off. But balance, guys. Focus on balance when it comes to foods. When it comes to your choice in the day, what is coding in the new reality for you? What's coding in that new stream, that new thread, that new whatever you want to call it, right? What's bringing in the new for you? So especially in regards to the doing energies, if you're a creator, look at those things. What do I have within me that I can create that's new? How can I show up new? Because what we're doing is, as we're showing up new and we're propagating new, we're calling more new forward for ourselves. And it's really important to shift in the transitional energies, especially if you are in the process of really refining what your multidimensional creation is, all of you. A lot of us right now are choosing consciously to weave in everything, right? Which means, like, so like for me, it's like, poetry, music, being a star coder, being magic, divination, right? And then on top of that, the humanitarian trajectories that we're working on, right? So you will find the way that you're putting the pieces of the puzzle together for your own reality and how you navigate your multidimensional expression and what you want to do and what you need in every now moment. But please, guys, be mindful too, to be mindful of the body and to be mindful of receiving, because a lot of this energy, that when we start to step into that doing role a lot, we need to make sure that when we're coming into phase balance, when we're coming into balance, we want to phase in between doing and being. So taking that moment to rest. Sometimes the mind might want to propel some trajectories forward, and we need stillness to occur, right? So then, look at things like stimulants, like coffee, that are driving that mental signal to keep at that like that kind of like agitation, and coming back into a place of stillness. It can help the body, because the thing is that when it comes to our electrical systems, it affects our biofeedbacks, it affects our biorhythms, it affects everything within our body, right? So like, we want to be mindful of those sparkings. So when we're going through a natural sparking, like the gamma frequencies, and we're increasing our light quotient, we're naturally going to accelerate. Our cellular body is spinning at a faster rate. Our merkabras are spinning at a faster rate. So a lot of this then is caffeine might send us overboard or send us into a place of agitation, right? And if that's what you need to collapse, that's fine, because sometimes you're running so much energy that you have to dial into almost an overdrive to get the body to collapse. Like, because once again, it's about what your evolution needs and what your body needs in regards to hitting the breaking point of opening up to receive the upgrades. So for myself included, I was like, I've noticed a lot of the way that I coded into my reality, my soul's expansion, was to like overdo everything so I could literally break down, break open, and break through. Because that's like, every time it was the hammer that was hitting the rock, that was kind of cracking open myself to be able to completely receive what I needed to receive from the soul upgrades and from the divine alignments, and to be able to receive what's coming forward right now. A lot of the energies are receptive right now, right? I'm even noticing myself, it's more being than it is actually doing. There is receptive energies, but these gamma frequencies and the upgrades of the DNA will start to create that sparking that creates a lot of doing energy. So just being mindful of that things. So rest and calm as much as possible, because we are letting go, right? And so the thing about agitation and holding on is, we also have to look at where the body's still holding on, right? So if you're still in fight or flight, right? New techniques for muscle memory, right? Doing muscle tightening and loosening, right? So I forget what it's called, but different meditations, right? To be able to just kind of loosen up the muscles, and get them to feel soft again, especially if you've been holding a lot of weight in the body. We want to make sure that we're doing a lot of stretches and a lot of doing what we can to get the body to relax. If you can go get a massage, great. If you have a massage therapist, do it. Go for it if you can afford it to. For myself, it's just really being kind and gentle myself. Lots of like warmth, getting under the covers to allow the body to soften. Magnesium's really good for that as well. Magnesium is amazing for being able to get the body to relax through what's going on. Either way, we want to propagate expansion within the body with the upgrades, guys. We want to propagate expansion, because if we're holding all that much light and our body begins to restrict, right? And our central nervous system sparks, and we're feeling kind of more of like the fiery energy, which creates the agitation. We want to start providing cooling, right? We want to provide cooling and soothing to the body. Once again, look at balance, right? When you're working with body alchemy and your own energetic systems as you're going through these upgrades, you want to make sure that you are propagating balance and harmony, right? Because what you're doing is you're having a harmonious union with the body. A harmonious union with the body is when basically you're evolving you're evolving into what it is to be consciousness within form. So you're no longer separate from the consciousness. The consciousness is within you, it's within the form, and you're holding it within the body, right? We want to hold this light, because when we hold this light, we actually can begin to walk in those dimensions in the physical body around us, right? But also too, a part of this is that so for some people, the good thing about exercise is as we go through the exercise process and we're tearing our muscles, to begin rebuilding, we're actually rebuilding as light, which is really kind of important. So that's why some people choose exercise, some people choose softening. Both routes work. I've seen physical exercise work with being able for people to be able to harmonize with the upper dimensions, and I've also seen relaxation work as well. You have to tune into your body and what your body needs for the expansion. Either way, we want to propagate expansion within the form, because when the muscles restrict and can begin to contract and kind of go into that tightening, this is where we can start to go into the fear, the fight, flight, freeze, and the survival mode levels of awakening, which we're all trying to transcend, because the abundant, prosperous realities that we're calling for, not only for ourselves, but for the humanitarian projects and those realities, they are, of course, are existing in the upper dimensions. We're not going to see them in the lower floors, really. Those realities, it requires a lot of expansion and a lot of making sure that our bodies are upgraded and are holding those reality streams, right? So if we are having issues with being able to navigate these reality streams and these quantum jumps that are occurring, let's also look at the physical body and what we need to stabilize, right? So heart medicine, yes, heart medicine. A lot of heart chakra downloads, a lot of heart chakra upgrades, a lot of emerald ray that was coming through yesterday, a lot of emeralds coming through. And so with that, the heart upgrades means that we're going to be holding a lot more love, but you might be having an emotional release too. So everyone's going to handle it differently. I'm feeling the silliness actually kind of kick up right now, the joy of the child as we're working through this. So anyway, silly. Thank you guys for being here. A little all over the place, a little quantum, a little it is what it is. But either way, we're really excited to see what shows up after this week. A lot of upgrades inbound. Just keep focusing on the new. Keep focusing on what your strengths are, guys, right? Don't let yourself dive into the doubt, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, right? If your thought forms do go there, gently move them back up into one that's a little bit more hopeful. Okay, so look at when your thought forms create a dissonance or reverberance into a downward spiral or an upward trajectory. Like, we want the energy and motion kind of expanding out. So you can either see it as upward, or you can see it as the thought form is propagating expansion. It's going to be very ideal for us with our own bodies, and with what we're going through, to allow ourselves to remember that we are great, that we're loved, that we're gorgeous, right? That we are that we're softening too, guys. That we're softening. That we're softening. That we're softening. That we're softening. Right? Softening. Woosah. Woosah, young grasshopper. Everyone jumpy, jumpy, jumpy. Just woosah. Peace. Woosah. Peace. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Just woosah. Anything else? No, I think we're gonna end it there, right? So guys, have fun, play, dance, rest, sing, all those things. I'm gonna finish up my laundry, and we'll see what comes forward this next week, and I'll update people as it comes through. So much love and respect to all of you out there. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. You can shout me an email if you want to, foundersoflight@gmail.com. If you have any questions, if you'd like to book a session, go to foundersoflight.org. Yeah, sessions are available. Anything else? No. Cool. We're good. Love you guys. Have fun. Remember to go play. Go back to your own universe. Go have fun. Scatter. Be silly. All right. Love you guys. Bye.